Hello, Miss Arrant here. Thanks for joining my class today. I wanted to talk a little bit about what we're going to be working on today and possibly for the rest of the week. It's going to be rounding. It's a strategy that many people use when we go shopping. If you want to go shopping and you have so much money to spend, you want to estimate to stay a little bit under what you have so you can have some money left over. So this skill is going to help you well throughout your life. So we're going to talk about how to round by tens and round to the nearest hundreds. This is going to help you also understand multiplying by multiples of tens and hundreds. We talked a little bit about that before Christmas break and a little after. So this is kind of a review for some of you, and for others, it might be something that you're just learning. So let's go ahead and take a walk down memory lane. So here's a little about rounding. When you think about rounding, you should think about a number line. And this number line could be from 0 to 10, with 5 being your middle point. So there's a rule that we've learned that when it's 4 or less, you're going to let your number rest. And if it's 5 or more, you're going to let your number soar to the next digit. So if we are rounding, we'll say if we have our number 3, and we're going to find out how far 3 is away from 0. Is it closer to 0 or is it closer to 10? Visually looking, it does look closer to 0. And even drawing a line from each number, you could tell which number or which line is longer. That's one way of looking at it. Let's try a problem here. I want you to also keep in mind that when you're rounding, it is helping you to estimate, make an estimation of something. So here we have round to the nearest 10. We're going to locate the tens place, which is right here. I like to underline the place value in which you're rounding to. And then after you underline that digit, you're going to look to its neighbor right here. This one is going to tell us the rule that we have to follow. This falls under the rule of 4 or less. We're going to let this digit rest. So this symbol that I'm drawing here is going to represent an estimation, and it's not equal to, it's an estimate. 23 is closest to about 20. So when we're rounding to the nearest 10, this digit helped us to make this digit rest or soar. Since it's 4 or less, we're going to make this digit rest, and everything after that digit that we rounded goes to 0. Here's another number, 67. We're also going to round this one to the nearest 10. So I'm going to locate my tens digit. And when I locate my tens digit, let's look at the neighbor. What rule does it follow? Is it 4 or less, or is it 5 or more? 7 is 5 or more. So 67 is going to round to approximately 70. Notice how my tens digit was a 6. Since this is 5 or more, we're going to let this soar or let it score, meaning it's going to go up one more digit, and the rest of the digits behind it will be 0. So 67 is closest to 70. Now with this one, we're going to round to the nearest 100 right here. So we're going to locate the hundreds place. The hundreds place is right here, so we're going to underline that digit that we're rounding to. Once we found that, let's look at the neighbor. We're going to listen to the rule. 4 or less, we're going to let this number rest. 5 or more, we're going to let it soar. This is not above 5, 5 or more. So we're going to say 138 is closest to 100. Notice how the other two digits, they remained or they became zeros because we're focusing on the hundreds digit only. So we're trying to find the value of 100 when it's in respect to 138, not trying to find the value of it, but trying to find what number 138 is closest to. Is it closest to 100 or is it closer to 200? And in this case, our rule helped us understand that one, that it's closest to 100. So we're going to focus on the same number, but this time we're going to round that number to the nearest tens. So we locate the tens digit, and then we always look to the neighbor. Neighbor, are you 4 or less? No, we're not going to let it rest. I am 5 or more. So this number is approximately, it rounds to the nearest 140. Because the tens digit was a 3, 5 or more, we let the number score or soar to the next digit, which is 4. I did not change the hundreds place because we are only rounding to the nearest tens. So we located that place value, and any digit after that place value turns into a 0. Now that we've reviewed how to round, I want you to try the next questions on your own. Remember, trying to solve the puzzle. It's a really fun little activity. So read the instructions at the beginning or listen to my voice recording of the instructions and see if you can crack the code.